Hello, everyone. As most of you, if not all of you, who will watch this video may already know, probably you do, Dave Mustaine, guitar player, vocalist, and founding member of the band Megadeth, has just revealed within the last couple of days he's been diagnosed with throat cancer. And Dave, I know the chances of you seeing this are little to none, but as my dad would say never. I mean, after all, the Blues finally won the Stanley Cup. But, I send my best wishes and my prayers to you, Dave. I prayed for the guy when I prayed for my supper last night. But, and he too has expressed a faith in God. And I'm sure that will help him in this journey of recovery. And I wish you nothing but the best, Dave. And I say that, first of all, as a human being, I wish you nothing but the best, so you can be with your family for many more years to come. And whether Megadeth is able to go forward or not as you recover and after you recovered, he has given us so much wonderful music to listen to, It'll be nice if Megadeth can continue after this little setback. But as long as he has a quality life with his family, there's always Megadeth's past catalog to listen to, isn't there? Speaking of the past catalog, I thought I'd give you my background into my history of listening to the band and show you what little I have in my collection. At one time or another in my life, the only album I think I've never had in my collection is the debut. I've heard it, obviously, and the song that sticks out in my mind the most on that is Mechanics. The only one of those songs off that one that I've heard in concert. But I think that's the only one I've never had in my collection at one time or another, even losing some of what I've had. I remember back in the day when it was probably fairly new, a friend of mine lent me a copy of So Far, So Good, So What. And at that time, I was still trying to delve into thrash metal. And, I had stuck my toe in the Metallica pool. And, not really knowing about the connection and the feud between Metallica and Megadeth at that time, thought, why not give them a try? For a long time, I must say, with Megadeth, I kind of judged a book by its cover, so to speak. The name kind of turned me off, but I thought, why not listen? I don't know, I'll give it a listen, So I listened to So Far, So Good, So What, and at that time, kind of dismissed it because, I was all about the Whitesnakes, the Dawkins, the Def Leppards, all of that at the time, the Stripers, and on down the line. And then I saw the video for Hangar 18. And I'm like, wow, that just blew my mind. And then I kind of dismissed that then I kind of like, filed that in the back of my mind. And then I saw a couple years down the road the video for Symphony of Destruction. And again, like, yeah, I like that. Filed that in the back of my mind. Then the movie Last Action Hero came out. And of course, on the soundtrack, their song Angry Again appears on it. When I got the soundtrack and I heard Angry Again, I'm like, yeah, I got to explore this band. So the first album I bought was Countdown to Extinction. And I loved it. I'd say probably, other than Symphony of Destruction, my favorite songs on there are Captive Honor is probably my favorite song on there. The title track is good. High Speed Dirt, Skin on My Teeth, all great tracks. And a friend of mine who was beginning to buy Megadeth albums around the same time, we both bought this one the same day when we saw the cassette at the store. We get in his car. He puts the cassette in the player. Holy Wars, The Punishment Due starts. And the rest is history. As much as this is considered their best album by a lot of people, majority of people, some people consider it one of the band's, the genre of thrash's best albums ever. It's not my favorite Megadeth album. I'll get to that. I might as well show you what I have of theirs. The other vinyl I have is what I consider to be a good album, kind of overlooked and underrated as far as I know, but the system has failed. Out of their, even though this isn't recent, it's probably like maybe at least 15 years old, maybe, probably. But as their quote unquote newer things, this is the one I like the best. Blackmail the Universe, Kick the Chair, The Scorpion is probably my favorite. Of Mice and Men, back in the day. Very solid album of theirs. Now, I'll admit, I don't listen to Megadeth as frequently as I used to. So I don't remember a whole lot about this album here, 13. But I remember liking Public Enemy #1, and the majority of the other songs I heard on it. So I'm going to have to give this one a listen. As far as I know, make sure I got the right one here. As far as I know, and somebody like Frankie, who's a huge fan of the band, it being his favorite, can correct me on if I'm wrong, but I think this album, Super Collider, is probably one of, other than Risk, and I do enjoy, there are things on Risk I enjoy. Maybe one of those albums that if it wasn't branded a Megadeth album, it would have gotten more respect. But other than Risk, I think this album, Super Collider, is one of their most panned albums. And I can't say that anything on this grabbed me when I listened to it. Again, I might give it a try. Another try. This is, of course, their latest album, Dystopia, which is a very, very, very good album in my mind. I would love to get a copy of this that have the 2 bonus tracks on it. Look Who's Talking, and the other one escapes me right now. But yeah, I'd love to get my hands on a copy of that as the bonus tracks. I'm going to have to do some hunting for that. And my favorite songs on here are the title track, this is The Threat Is Real, which starts off the album with a bang. A very solid album. And my last thing in my collection is their greatest hits. That has Peace Sells, Wake Up Dead. Wake Up Dead, incidentally, is probably 1A in my Megadeth list of top Megadeth songs. There'd be Train of Consequences, then 1A, Wake Up Dead, then Peace Sells. 3 would probably be Holy Wars, The Punishment Due. I love Lucretia. Good Morning Black Friday. Devil's Island. There's so many to name. But anyway, I thought I would shoot this little video because I had Dave on my mind and give a little update with the additions of this 2 vinyl to my Megadeth collection, because I think I showed these CDs before in a video. But anyway, there's my Megadeth video. On the remote chance you see this, Dave, get well. The rest of you have a good day. And until I talk to you again, enjoy the music.